engagement with Martin was many years ago. It was actually 32 years ago, nice number. I was 16. I used to pretend I was going to work. I used to work in butchers in Gidor, so I used to pretend on these certain Sundays that I was going to down to work, but I was actually hitchhiking out to Derry. On this day, anyway, I hitched out to Derry for the Bloody Sunday rally, and I was 16. There was cameras all over the place. It was before the cessation. I had a tripod. I was making sure no camera would see me, so that I wouldn't be picked up and all that. So that was grand. So I was at the front of I was at the front of the rally when I got up to the front, and I was on my own. And Jerry had stopped. I went up and spoke to him. I had a few words. He asked me where I came from and all that, and then he got pulled off, and I was kind of a wee bit annoyed with this. But Martin obviously spotted me, and he came over to me and he started talking. And he said to me, you know, we had a good conversation about where you're coming from, how did you get in here, you hitched all the way, and so on and so forth, how you get home. And then I started talking about why Sinn Féin isn't developed in Donegal. We had a good conversation about it, and he says, why are you complaining? He goes, why don't you change it? I says, well, how can I change it? He goes, you do it. And I says, I'm only 16. And he had a poster, I can remember the poster, I still have it at home, and a poster of Free Dairy Corner that I bought earlier on in one of the shops. And he took out his pen and he says, this is the number of Pat Doherty, he's the Vice President of Sinn Féin, you do it. And there was a huge lesson to me, 2 lessons to me in that there. If you don't like something, stand up and take the initiative and change it yourself. And the second thing was that he spent about 10 minutes standing there when there were so many other people. That sticks with me forever, that, you know, that we can be the change makers just like Martin McGuinness was, but also that there's a whole other generation that we can be the next group of change makers. The one thing I didn't know is why Gerry Adams was being pulled away was he was doing an interview with Doherty. So my mum and my dad see me talking to Martin McGuinness on 6 o'clock news, so my colour was blown. So yeah, it was tough conversations when I got back to the Lord that night. But Martin was everything that everybody says. You know, he was just one of these people that you could not like. He loved people. He was genuinely interested in people. He was a great storyteller in there, Corlia. He always made his political points to tell the story. He was absolutely determined. He always kept us pointing in the right direction. By being the change makers, by wanting that, creating that new Ireland, that meant that we had to keep moving outside of our comfort zones and challenged us all to do that. And the legacy that Martin has left is absolutely huge. And I can remember the day he passed away, and I remember this what some of the leadership recalled. We were at a meeting in Dundalk and came on with the news. I was sitting in the car just before the meeting started. It came on the news that Martin had passed again. It was obviously in the buildings. I just broke down in tears, even though it was hours later. And it was tears for a number of reasons. Obviously for the loss of a man who, you know, I didn't know as personally as so many people in this room, and I'm not claiming to know him as personally as that. But also the fact that he gave all his life to see a united Ireland, and he wasn't permitted to see it. And also then the other loss was that we wouldn't have his stewardship, his leadership and all the rest. But it also made me more determined than ever to make sure that we actually fulfill his legacy, that we built on that we continue to take the initiatives, that we continue to take the amendment, and we deliver that united Ireland that he set the pathway for all of us.